Whether it's for food or manufactured goods, hardly a week passes without news that somewhere a recall on a product has been issued. Understandably, product recall insurance is a fast-growing market for liability coverage for many insurers.
There's two types of product recall. You hear product recall. There's contaminated products insurance, which is a product in the marketplace for food, topical and ingestible products. And then there's product recall that covers the gamut from food, consumer goods, just about anything, component parts, industrial parts. It covers everything. So you've got two different products with two different triggers. Contaminated products insurance is triggered by a contamination. And for that, as a result of that contamination, there's a recall. The contamination has to cause bodily injury or property damage in some other food or topical ingredient. On a product recall side, the trigger is the recall. And the recall has to be also because of a bodily injury or property damage threat. Either it's going to do it or it has already done it.
Many buyers likely don't realize their insurance won't pay for product recall, even if they have a general liability policy. It's one of the reasons product recall is sold on a standalone basis.
It is a standard exclusion under the GL. It is sometimes a buyback under a GL policy, but the limits are very small and it's a very limited cover that's provided. The bottom line is a lot of times the cover you see on a GL policy is what we would use as an SIR for a full-blown product recall policy. The product recall policy covers a lot more expenses, a lot more different types of expenses and consultant fees and things like that. You would not get that under a regular extension under a GL policy.
Limits for the product can vary, but are there typical limits?
It depends on who's buying. Available limits are probably up to 10 or 15 million in the marketplace. Most typically, the middle and commercial size carriers may see only 1 or 2 million in limits put out there, 5 million. A typical limit that's purchased is probably about 5 million, but you get the much larger billion-plus companies who will buy many millions, tens of millions of dollars in limit.